Finish him. We're about to take it back.
Okay. Talking Loud Podcast. Just always Diesel, dog. And guys, we're back and we got a banger plan for y'all today. I know y'all growing something at home, but the question is, should you start with beans or cuttings? So to get blazed and break it down today, we got my brother Scotty repping the DGC on this show. What's going on, Scotty?
What up, man? How you living, brother?
I'm good, man. We got Scotty in the studio, guys. So smash the like for that. We got a lot that we're going to break down today and just hang out with you guys, see what's good and see what's going on. Do some shit talking and blaze a few J's, man. So Scotty, what's up, man? What's popping?
It's Friday, man. I came down to hang out. Have a good time.
It's Friday, man. Guys, we just got to do a quick voice check, audio check. Let us know if everything's looking good, sounding good. As I said, we just about to chill out, blaze up, and have a good time, man. But Scotty, we were just talking off air, man. You tell me a little bit about your garden and stuff. Like, how's everything been going in the garden, man?
It's been going pretty good, man. She was a grower that was all about organics. I think his name's Gabe Brown. And when people would come up to him and talk about growing, he would go, "Oh man, you got to get lazier." And he was talking about setting it up right. He was talking about building his soil correctly. So after you plant, you could just chill.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm about, man. That goes in my head a lot of times, man. Scotty, you got to get lazier. But I figured out a way. I use those bottom sip buckets, and I actually sent you some root porn yesterday, man.
Yeah, dude, that is true, man. I love some good root porn. Honestly, and seeing those roots come out of there. And you're running cocoa, right?
I run cocoa and perlite. Actually, I've been using that Coco Loco. I do like the canna. I think I'm going to switch back to just pure 100% cocoa.
Okay.
Just got to use those sip buckets, and I rely on it wicking.
Yeah.
And
what I found is like with the cocoa, those roots always look so nice and clean and strong, white roots. Like, it's amazing, bro.
But it's up to you. I mean, are we jumping right into grow talk?
I guess so. It started off straight off the rip. I didn't even get a chance to blaze anything up yet, man. But
it's all good. Whatever. You tell me, man.
No, it's all good, man. Let's blaze something up, guys. Let us know what's going on in the chat. We got a few J's here for Scotty. Thank you so much, man. Scotty just hooked me up with that good lighter. What we were saying about this lighter just now, man?
On our show, man, we were talking about how to tell someone's a stoner without them telling you they're a stoner.
Yeah.
And when somebody hands you a Jeep lighter like that tells me they're a stoner right there. Show that off to the camera, man.
Look at that lighter,
That's a stoner's lighter right there, man. You know why? Because since the 80s, I've been buying them when I see them at the convenience store because they're good.
Let me see if you guys can actually get it in. That's
Jeep,
that Jeep lighter. Scotty knows what's up, man. Oh man, that's so crazy, man. That's hilarious, man. But guys, let us know what's going on in the chat. Let me know what you guys are smoking on, what you guys are toking on, what you guys are growing. Because a lot of people in the chat right now are growing all sorts of stuff, and we got a lot of the DGC locked in right now too, man.
Hey, all right.
Hell yeah, DGC in the house. So speaking of DGC, man, Scotty, the DGC Cup that just passed.
Yeah,
it was fucking amazing, dude.
And just passed because we started planning a new one.
I know.
Man.
That's how I was like, I saw that post yesterday. So let's talk about that a little bit real quick.
And I'll tell anybody that, you got a totally different audience than me, man. So I'm sure a lot of folks don't know me, but I'm Scotty Real, and I do a podcast with my best friend, the Dude, over at Dude Grows Show. And it's on, where is it on? I don't know. Just yell Dude Grows in your phone.
Yeah, good point. I actually didn't even think of that. Scotty, just introduce yourself fully, because there may actually be some people. I just go off thinking like, yeah, our audiences are pretty similar. A lot of people know Scotty, but for those who may not actually know Scotty, Scotty's a good friend of mine. But Scotty, just big up yourself, man.
Do I start with my Twitch or my
or maybe your OnlyFans?
I'm trying to keep up with all man. Like I said, my name's Scotty Real, and we do the Dude Grow Show. That's what I'd love you to do is yell Dude Grows into your phone. And I'm also a soil microbe guy. I make real growers recharge and try to make growing simple for everybody. That's my motto. So it goes into everything in my head. Make it easier. Get lazier, brother.
That's what's up, man. And honestly, like a lot of people actually use recharge. You just sort of touched on it there. I know a lot of people in the chat already have dropped comments. People are talking about recharge, grow dots. Like, shout out to Thomas Cooley, says grow dots, dude. And what I do want to actually, just touch on before we get into all those stuff about, the different ways that people can grow. But everyone starts off somewhere, right? Whether you're growing from a beginner or you're an intermediate grower or whatever, you got to start your plan off somewhere, and you got a choice to make. Are you going to start from clone or are you going to start from seed? And for you, what kind of guy are you?
I'm lazy, man. What do you think? I want a pheno hunt? It all depends on your situation. Sometimes I'll hit the mailbox and somebody will be like, I've been pheno hunting for 2 years and I sent you this clone.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to resist that. So I do want to pop some auto seeds, but as far as for seed or clone, I should have worn my clone only shirt.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty much a clone. Why not go with a proven winner?
Yeah.
We've only got, that's expensive real estate in that grow.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So to spend a couple months to grow a male or to spend a long time, what a pheno hunt could be, what a 12 pack or what is a pack of feminized seeds?
It depends, man. It depends on like the breeder, the packs, how many beans
Point
you get
is that you're taking up a big hunk of your grow room.
Yeah.
With feminized, unless you have feminized seed. But if you got a pheno hunt with 1 pack of seeds,
you're
taking up a big hunk of your grow room to maybe grow some males, maybe grow just all feminized, but they're bunk.
Yeah. So true. And that's something I think that a lot of people just, can sort of fuck with, for lack of a better word. They can fuck with that shit because, a lot of people out here, they like that certainty. And that's something we're going to get into for sure. But guys, as I keep saying, smash that like button, show some love. And we were talking about beans, man. A lot of people just love popping beans, finding out new things. But, I just want to shout out the ICANN VIP Bean Club, man, because the ICANN VIP Bean Club is popping. We got genetics going out to all VIPs. Mailboxes are burning down everywhere, man. As my homie Daniel Griff says right now, he got his beans today from the VIPs. They're going to be fire. Got that cotton candy cane. She smells super dank. Can't wait till she cures. So that's what's up, guys. Definitely tune in, tap in, and hit that link in the description. As I always say, ICANN is not monetized, so you guys' support helps us to go a long, long way, man. Really appreciate you guys. Now, when it comes to actually, seeds and clones, there are a lot of pros and cons, guys. There are a lot of pros and cons, and for me, let's start off with the clones, because I know Scotty is a clone only guy. And when it comes to the clones, like I know that like there are a lot of different things that can come into it. And actually, I'm a backtrack. Let's start with the seeds. I think let's start off with the seeds instead.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, man, of course.
Just before we start,
Sure
you
thing.
do all this stuff yourself, man?
Yeah, dude, 100%, bro.
I mean, I'm looking around. It's the first time I've actually come to your studio. I hear you smoke that, man.
I got you.
And I mean, it looks good on the other end, but man, I know there's a lot of work that goes into producing a show and producing content. And for you to do it yourself is really a huge respect to you. Can I say big ups, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Been to
dude.
Jamaica,
Give
bro.
me a tip there, brother.
I just wanted to start out, but I'm looking around. I'm really impressed. So just so y'all know, it takes a lot of work and dedication, a lot of slinging. See, I'm not going to get us age gated. You are, man. Slinging mud at the wall to see what works and what doesn't work. And huge respect to you for keeping it going and for getting to this level.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but I love doing it, man. I love the community. Sure. The community is awesome. And, being able to hang out with great people like yourself, man. Just, being able to chill out with you.
Right, man.
It's awesome.
Hey, I'm good. And I'm good, sir. Put pressure on me to be great.
Scotty always takes everything so literally, man. But speaking of literal, man, yeah, so let's talk about the seeds, dude, because I know you don't pop a lot of seeds, but I know a lot of people do pop seeds, dude. So I wanted to break down a few of the pros, what I think are some of the pros when it comes to at least popping those seeds, man. So for me, I know that
pass that joint first.
Hey, you can hold on to that joint, brother. Yeah, you can. Scotty always catch me lapsing, bro. But yeah, man, a lot of people can catch seeds, and they can grab seeds anywhere. You know, it's super accessible. So no matter what part of the world you're living in, you can probably get a pack of seeds sent to you.
Yo, we call that check your privilege around the bakery because we got people handing us cuts and all that stuff. We go trade cuts at the grocery store.
Yeah,
that ain't the case in a lot of places. A lot of places, you're
So
the guy
true it is.
quietly
Yeah.
growing weed, and you're not telling anybody. You got
Yeah.
a little closet system. So to pop some beans is huge. Just to be able to get beans in the mail or
Yeah.
however you get them is huge.
I definitely think so, man. And the fact that a lot of people can't necessarily ship clones as easily, that may be a little bit, there's an ashtray right there next to
Is
you.
it?
Use that one.
You're
That
classy.
Yeah,
bro.
it's a little classy one. My wife is the one who said use that ashtray. She said people go like that. And Scotty said it's classy. So
It's kind of
that's
dank.
just,
I'm getting a little worried, man. I'm getting baked. What are
man,
these
a lot of
looking-
people get baked real quick when they come out here, man. We had shout out to my homie Chris, man. I just gotta take a moment to shout out Chris McNeese. He actually took third place at the DGC Cup this
yeah?
year, dude. Yeah. Shout out to Chris and Mo. They hooked me up with some food nutrients to try out, and I'm looking forward to trying that out.
Yeah,
I just
those
gotta
guys
pick
are
'em up.
cool. The food folks are cool, man.
Yeah.
They are friends of the DGC. So
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
absolutely.
But yeah, man. So a lot of people, can't get those beans. So like I told you, I was living out in the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, and even their seeds were kind of restricted, but you could kind of get away with it. You couldn't get it shipped to you, but clones definitely not, man. You ain't getting no plant, no clones, or anything with a weed leaf in there that ain't getting through.
Sure.
Yeah. So so accessibility, I think that's one point.
Hey,
Now,
but now that's changed like in the last year or so. There's clone shippers, and my brother Trip gets clones shipped to him all the time. And there are clone companies now. We were just talking about it that will ship you live clones in one of them little
clone shipper box things.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty neat.
That's 100%.
As long as it don't freeze. The
Yeah.
dude's brother, when we first started, he sent me clones, and when they showed up, they had icicles on them because he didn't check the weather.
Damn, bro,
Yeah,
icicles on
I
the
still
clones.
got them to work, man. I still got them to work.
Now, but speaking of that, you gave me some clones a while back, and when I got home, just because it was like literally snowstorm on the way back home, that clone did not make it.
Yeah, they're
It didn't make it.
sensitive.
They're
It's
sensitive,
little,
man. They're
little
sensitive.
babies, you know. You do. You got to put them. Don't they call those nurseries, the clone domes?
Yeah, I should have brought one of those. You got to keep one of those in your car, man. Move with that in your car just in case you get clones.
That is hardcore. That's how you know you're a grower, when you get in your buddy's car and he tells you to move the clone dome onto the back seat. Man. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore, man.
Oh, fucking hell, bro. Oh, I love that shit. Now, accessibility is big, man. But another thing is that you can also, pop a bunch of new genetics, pop a bunch of different beans and try a bunch of new things. But like you said, there's always that risk that you end up with some boof, right?
Well, but yes, absolutely. But the big parameter is parameter. I like that word, man.
Parameter,
No,
circumference.
Yeah, the circumference of your grow. How big is your grow? If you got a big ass grow and a big old veg, and it doesn't hurt you to throw, 3 or 4 3-gallon containers with some new genetics that you got, and it doesn't hurt you to throw, think about for seeds.
Yeah.
For each plant you want to test, you have to first cut a mother.
Facts.
So you keep those genetics, then you have to veg it out, cut a mother, flower it up, hold that mother for at least 2 months while it flowers.
And that takes a
That's
while.
the commitment for each for each plant. If you got 6 plants, you got 6 mothers, and maybe they ain't so good. Maybe 3 of them are males.
Yeah, it's so true, man. And that's why we got Scotty on the show, because it's literally like I pop a lot of beans, Scotty does a lot of clones, so we can get like the contrasting views for you guys. So you guys can figure out how you guys want to grow. If clones are something you guys want to try out, maybe you can just try it out. But if you guys been popping beans and everything works for you guys, then keep popping beans.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I got a little bit of pressure when my bud comes out to have it look good.
Yeah.
So for me, when JR Talkin sends me the Cherry Paloma JR cut, it makes my job a bit easier, man. And I will say it's when we talk about the most important things in a grow, lights and newts are important, but genetics is number 1, man.
Yeah. It's so true. And a lot of people in the chat are literally getting real interactive. People are saying, got to have a mobile clone transportation service, if you want to get those clones in there. And
you've seen the dabulance, right?
Yeah, I seen the dabulance,
That's
bro.
got to be a mobile.
hard.
So it would be all clinical. Would be the mobile cloning lab, man.
Yeah, Diabolus is hard. Diabolus is hard. That could be the mobile cloning lab
It's
for
an
real.
ambulance that I got super baked and bought to convert it to.
We got Kitch,
smoking
the
lounge.
rookie Scrogger too, and he says he loves the Dude Grow show. He's a bean guy himself. He loves popping beans. Shout out to Matt, Scotty, and the whole chat. He's watching from Trinidad TT.
No, right on, man.
Yeah,
Right
dude,
on.
that's crazy, man. That's
Excellent.
dope. Shout out to him, man. But what I would say, man, when I was living out there, those clones, even if you package it real nice and get it shipped out, people are going to open your package. Customs opens your package.
Well, I mean, and rightfully so. You know, I got
Yeah.
that bamboo nursery down in Florida.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you
yeah.
start shipping stuff around, like it really can. There's ready. I'm going to say it right. A psyllid that grows. It's something that causes citrus greening,
Okay.
and it came because they were shipping a bunch of citrus from California.
Yeah.
and that's and the disease spread. So
That's
there's
so true.
definitely something for inspecting.
Yeah.
We
Plant material and stuff like that.
Yeah, and especially if we want to be respected like any other, plant industry.
Yeah, and that's super important, man. So I think those are a lot of great, contrasting views I think we've shared just so far, and even more further than that, I think a lot of people will get honed in on the fact that seeds have a taproot. They give you quote unquote stronger plants. I don't know how true that is. There's science behind it, but a lot of people say that. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you are right, man. What do they call
You
it?
still got some super solid plants, man. I've seen your plants, bro, and your plants look awesome.
Oh yeah, man. If you keep a clone disease free and it's good genetics, of course you're gonna do well fed.
Yeah.
But man, seeds do have, and I've been corrected on this. I'm not a breeder, but there's something when you breed two together that you get hybrid vigor.
Yeah.
And that is, I have had seeds that just blow up. The root looks nothing like my regular roots. It's like
fat.
it's just fat.
Fat
Looks
with
like
a
a damn
pH.
tree or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And a lot of people actually in the chat right now are asking if this is dispo stuff or if it's homegrown. This is homegrown. Shout out to Fight Need Evil Genius Genetics, man, and shout out to everyone else in the chat right now. Dan he wants to hear about that frostbite from Gobsmack Genetics. I think we actually did a seed to harvest on the frostbite, man, or was it the wicked? I can't remember, man, but Gobsmack Genetics is popping. And we also seen In-House Genetics in the chat, man. Big ups to In-House, man. I love my homies over at In-House, dude, and they always got that fire. Shout out to everyone else.
Yeah,
in the
right
chat
on,
as well.
man. Right on. Another friend of the show.
Yeah,
I
In-House is a
don't know
great
how
guy.
you do it, man.
Yeah, man.
We can't even read the comments.
I'm
right?
trying to go
busy,
through the
man.
comments
You're like,
right now, and I'm like, I'm missing shit. I'm trying to catch shit. So, guys, if I miss any of you guys' comments,
is
don't hate
great.
on me.
So
But I'm
cool,
trying,
man.
man. I'm trying.
Oh, it's nice to be here, brother. It really is.
Appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you so much, dude.
Hey, I got something to say about seeds, man.
Yeah, let's
Seeds-
talk about it.
Well, just like the JR Token cut of Cherry Paloma, he got a pack of seeds. He found, he did the work.
Yeah, he
And
did
then-
that. Yeah.
But he got a reward for it, man. That thing's been legendary for years.
Yeah. What I would say too, though, is that those seeds, they give you that, even though they have like that geno and phenotypic expression variation type thing going on. Like once you find that one, like you just said, that JR Cherry Paloma cut, which shout out to JR, he hooked me up with the cut, and that's that fire.
I've seen
After
it,
just
man.
cut one down.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
But
man.
he's known for that for years. I ain't known for growing that cut.
Yeah.
I don't get any notoriety.
But that my
my-
point was though, like he looked for that specific,
yeah.
and that one banged, and that one is the one that he ran with.
That's what I mean. He's the inventor of it, and all of us just get to reap the rewards of it. But he gets that's what a reward of growing seeds is when you find that unicorn. It's
think
something
of it this way:
special.
a lot of other people could pop a pack of those seeds, and they would probably never find that exact same pheno. Like it's very unlikely,
Very, very unlikely.
It will
man.
have different expressions. Like point in case, Scotty, JR hooked me up with a nug when I went out to Emerald Cup. I got a bag seed from that nug, and I kept that bag seed. I grew it out, and I also got a cutting from him of the original, the mother. So I was like, okay, I got the mother, I got the original. I'm gonna just keep the bag, run the bag seed, but after I cut it down, I'm not gonna keep any clones or anything. And afterward, I realized like the bag seed plant and the original cut are two slightly different expressions, man.
Oh, sure.
Literally. And I don't know what I thought. I was just like, well, yeah, I'm gonna just keep the original, keep the OG, so to speak, and fuck the bag seed. But now I'm kind of like, I kind of really like that bag seed. That bag, I really liked it, man.
I mean, that's the exciting part. They call them the unicorns.
Yeah.
Something nobody's ever seen. Can you imagine showing somebody a unicorn?
Yeah. I don't even think I ever seen a unicorn in real life.
Yeah, man. Double rainbow, man. Seen a double rainbow?
The leprechaun at the end of it.
There was a double rainbow over Fort Collins a couple weeks ago.
Really?
There was, and I was like, "Is it real?
Damn.
What does it mean?"
That is crazy cool though. That's some cool shit.
That
means you're supposed to have good luck or something like that if you're superstitious, right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you superstitious in the grow?
A little bit. There are a few things
bit,
that I like
man.
to do, a few things I don't like to do.
Yeah.
But there are a few things that people like take super hardcore, like keeping your lights on, not putting lights on at all. I don't mind, flipping the lights on real quick if you gotta do something, take it back off,
Ooh.
shit like that.
You
That's
like
not too bad.
Man, that's like I got this puppy dog about 3:30 in the morning. He's got to go out. I got to flip the lights on.
Yeah.
Get dressed.
He doesn't like it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no one likes that.
I don't think my plants will like it.
It's so true though.
I don't know.
Plants probably don't like it.
I will go with I don't have to be super crazy, but
Yeah.
I do have
the headlight.
And at Walmart, you can get the headlight and it has a green light
Yeah.
and a red light on
And
it
that
too
does
for
not distract
$20,
the plants.
man. So
Yeah.
I just use the green light on there when I go. Actually,
Good point though.
yeah, I actually have a green light bulb installed where the light bulb would normally be in the grow room.
Yeah.
I just put a green light in there so I can turn it on at night.
Got you. That's pretty cool, man. That's smart. I should do something like that. Personally, I just try not to go in the grow room and it's like lights off time.
What's not? I just switched mine to flower last night actually, and I'm 12 midnight to noon are my dark periods.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
midnight to noon.
And I still
Midnight
screw
to
up.
noon.
10
That's your
o'clock.
dark period or
Those are
your
my
light
dark.
period?
Those are my dark period because I need to be in there during the day.
Okay, I flip mine. So mine is the opposite of that. Then my lights kick on at midnight.
And that's smart, especially if you're in a hot place,
Yeah.
because you're kicking them on at the coolest time of the day.
It's just super expensive for electricity out here in Denver, bro.
Oh,
Like,
by the way, yeah, you are right, man.
yeah,
because
so I get off-peak hours.
peak hours are triple. That is
Yeah.
something to look
That
at.
shit's
I did
all
not
the way
look at.
fucked up.
Yeah, it's like it's 8 cents or 6 cents a kilowatt hour, and then it's like 18 or it's insane how much it jumps up, man.
Yeah, it jumps up a lot. So that's my biggest reason.
That's from
that
5 to 7, I think, which is trippy, right? It's just when everybody goes home and turns on the TV or the air conditioning
Yeah.
or
literally, and they don't fuck with that. And it's until I think it's from 1 p.m. too. So yeah, it's a lot of
vision like Homer at the nuclear power plant. Like, oh, I'm gonna turn on number 3, man.
Yeah. Scotty's got the best analogies, man.
Oh.
Shit, man. But that's a pro tip for you guys. So if you guys are concerned about electricity costs, run your lights at off-peak hours. Most likely it's gonna be the nighttime.
Absolutely, man.
Big facts. Now, back to the clones conversation, because you're a clone only guy, right? And for clones, I know there are a lot of pros, man, and I love the certainty that clones give you. So that's something we spoke about a few times already. When you find that pheno that's banging, you just want to keep that one. You don't want to be hunting through a bunch of other shit. You just want to keep that one, right?
Yeah, but I think I only have 9 flowering sites and 3 veg sites. And I have a little shelf that I have whatever little 1 gallons or solo cups on. I think I'm going to run 4 strains, something like that. And I don't have to pheno hunt. I only got 9 spots. I think I'm going to actually reduce it down to 3 strains. So I'm just going to have 3 buckets of each.
Interesting.
But that's
pretty interesting.
I don't, it'd be how am I going to do that in pheno hunt? And how am I going to do that with seeds? And am I going to be psyched at the end? Big word. Shout out to you. He pheno hunted for me and he found something beautiful.
Shout out.
Talkin pheno hunted for me. No, it's Hobbit feet actually. I'm growing the winner of the DGC Cup. Little Hobbit feet action there.
Little Hobbit feet, man. That strange sounds super interesting.
No, Emergency. I'm sorry. Hobbit feet is the name of the dude.
Okay.
And Little Hobbit feet is cute, man. I wonder if that's his kid or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was the DGC Cup winner. So something like that where somebody goes, hey, man, here's a cut of the DGC Cup winner. You want to grow it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to grow that shit for sure.
Hey, you know what I do want to pop seeds of, though? Auto flowers. Sorry, I answered my question, man.
I haven't popped any autos recently just because like my whole system right now is running on like a full photo system setup. And you see my veg space, a converted closet. So I really got space to be running autos in there right now.
Hey, you are
I ran a lot of autos before though.
Like a testament to if anyone can grow.
Yeah.
Really anyone can grow. You're growing. I haven't seen you got some tents or something. I haven't seen your spot yet.
No, I haven't shown Scotty the tents just yet, but I showed him my
your
clone
veg,
setup.
And it's cool as hell. It's like a little closet that you put some shelves in and Man, I did that. I've got a, what is it, like a 3x6 closet or something like that, or 2x6 closet, just a little walk-in, or not even a walk-in. But you open it up and you can, put some shelving on there. Dude, you can get a bunch of 1 gallons, a bunch of solo cups, a bunch of cloning domes.
And having that added shelving, I think I've seen your own, like that adds so much to your grow space. You can do so much more with a little shelving added in there.
I even got a little tiny shelf up way top that I would need a step ladder to get to, where I could clone. Like if I had everything else built, like an emergency cloning shelf, man,
It's so true, man. When you're cloning, that's why I got my system set up. Once you get that clone system running, you can have a perpetual system running. You can like almost never run out of weed. Like you're on a system, man, and everything works perfect, like clockwork.
It's huge, man. I'm trying to figure it out where you can take 2 months in veg. If you can take 2 months in veg and 2 months to clone, that means you just got a perpetual harvest. Just basically a flip all the time.
Yeah.
That'd be sick, man. But it always takes, if I cut my clones, I'm doing an experiment yesterday where I cut my clones. They'll take 2 weeks to root, we'll say, in the chamber to root out. And then you put them in a solo cup. What do you get? Maybe probably do another month in a solo cup.
Yeah.
I mean, if you keep watering them, you can grow them pretty big. So they're 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's so true. It's true.
Yeah, I guess you just have to transplant them one more time.
And we were talking about that off air, I think, right? So what's your cloning process like? Because that's something I think a lot of people could do differently. Some people, go crazy with like rooting gels, rooting hormones. Some people just use aloe. Some people use nothing at all. Do you water? So what do you do?
I use the rooting gel. I use the rooting hormone. Yeah, nice. I do it the classic way. But now I do have a couple tips that I just cloned last night. The first thing I do, water my plants.
Yeah.
Second thing I do is when I'm going to clone, I spray them.
Yeah.
Get them nice. And so they're not sucking up for water. So they're not thirsty. And then I cut them. I take a little bit of water in a, container. Yesterday I used a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
And cut them. Scar them right in there. I usually cut them at a knuckle too.
Right where there's the knuckle is a pro tip. That's a pro tip.
Yeah,
I learned that one from. I can't even remember who it was, but someone on Facebook, man. So shout out to that guy, whoever he was. He told me that, man. Cut at that knuckle and you get some really nice growth.
Sure.
And I've been also starting lately, like I've been taking scissors or whatever and shaving off the side of the skin of the plant as well.
Yep. Yeah. And then I don't know, there's some debate. Okay. Like me and Jaron were talking about it. He always takes his clones right from the tops, right from they call it the apical meristem. Like all the juice is going up and it's stopping there, man. That's why those tops are so big.
Yeah.
But some of my tops are a little too big, man, where I'm like, that's a lot of support with no roots. I mean, you're cutting the roots off. So
that's true. I usually take from lower down.
Yeah, I've been taking in the middle. something really.
I'm almost choked.
Oh, you'll be all right. I'll save you, man. All right. Gotcha. I know the Heimlich, man.
But I've been taking a little lower down. I've been having good results with that. But I guess it's all about what works for you. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of people saying in the chat as well. Whatever works for you, as long as it works for you, just keep doing it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. But I gotta say, we got almost 300 people watching right now, and we ain't even got 300 likes. So what's going on? What the fuck is going on, Scotty?
Captivated by her. They can't even. They're like, "Oh, I've been hypnotized, man." All right,
you guys got to take a moment, hit that like button, take your thumb, smash the like, and let's see how many likes we can get. Because we got to have at least 250 likes, man. If you got all these people tuned in.
What does this say about you when you have one of these lighters, man? I don't know.
Man, that's my ghetto lighter. That's my ghetto lighter. I do have some hood in me too, bro.
This one's at the Swanee Swifty for 99 cents.
Man. Yeah, those lighters are real shit as well, man. But it's either the Jeeps or the $2 one. Well, we call those in Trinidad the $2 lighters because $2 Trinidad is like 50 cents US or something.
I was gonna say, man.
Yeah, it's real cheap.
Hey, just real quick, because I was finish the cloning, because I do have a really effective way to clone.
Yeah,
is I just use one of them clone domes, and then I just buy the Clonex is the brand that I like.
Yeah,
I use that gel. The most important thing is not to let them suck up an air bubble.
Yeah.
So as soon as they come out of that, as soon as I cut them, I throw them right in that water bucket, and as soon as they come out of that water bucket, that does have cloning solution in it, they go right into that gel and then right into a cube, man, right into a dome after that,
Yeah, And that makes a lot of sense too, because you don't want that air bubble to get up in there. I've learned that too. Some people literally take the cutting and dip it real quick in like some water just so
that's
that
what I do. I throw them all in the bucket. But if you want to do a bunch at one time, just fill up a bucket with half a gallon of water or something like that.
Yeah.
And cut, boom, cut. And as long as that's
drop them in.
yeah, and then you can just go over at the end, go to where you're cloning at.
Yeah.
Pick them up, put them in the rooting gel. But I use that Olivia's rooting solution as well. It's got rooting hormone in it. It's got IBA in it. Indobutylic acid. It's fun to say when you're high, right? That's that rooting hormone. It's
one of those crazy words that like you can read but you can't say.
I know, right? IBA, damn it. All right.
Oh man, I'm loving this conversation so far, man. So guys, as I keep saying, definitely hit that like. Now there are a lot of pros when it comes to the clones, and personally, you don't run into issues with males. Like we said, you find that pheno that's just a masterpiece. You can hold on to that one. Exact genetic copies you can reclone with ease. And I just showed you my setup. I made out of like $5 out of 2 plastic containers I got from Target.
Man, if you want to talk about that, you've got the bubble ponics going.
The bubble ponics,
yeah,
bro.
It can be as easy as just sticking it. That's basically like a little shoebox kind of thing that you buy,
it's a plastic shoebox that I got from Target. Lady shoebox.
You drill some holes in the top of it, and so you can have something that holds the plant. You can it's bubble cloner is what it's called, and then you put an air stone in there.
Yeah,
and just that amount of air going in there will
and I get super fast roots, man. And what I would say though is that you do want like clone collars, and clone collars are fancy. They can run a penny on Amazon if you're buying a bunch of them.
Really?
I just literally went to the fucking dollar store, bro. I got a pool noodle and I cut that pool noodle into pieces.
Good job. That's what I used to do.
I got my clone collars, bro.
Yeah, okay, cool, man. Because I was like, dude, they're a penny a piece. I don't know. I always just made them. Man.
Yeah, I made them. I made them myself too, literally. So everything works out great that way. So, but everything ain't always dandy when it comes to the clones, right? And there are a few cons, I think, when it comes to being a clone only kind of guy, and they can be a little bit harder to obtain. We spoke about that one. So you can't have the clone sharing party thing going on. That's something that only happens in certain areas, right?
That sounds shady to me. You know what I mean? Sounds like somebody's bringing home TMV at the end of that.
Oh, what's it called? The other one. I can't even remember what it's called, man. But yeah, dude. So I think that's one that a lot of people, because I know homies in Trinidad and stuff like that, they would love to share clones with people out in the US, but it ain't happening, unless you get up there. And even if you get up there, you got to take it back on a plane. Like, it's all risky business, man. So I think that's a little bit of a con, but a lot of people talk about how fragile it is. It can be a little bit more fragile. What do you think about that? Is our clones a little bit more fragile than plants grown from seed?
No, man, they're strong. They're beasts. It just matters. I mean, what's up with clones is we were talking about just getting something, whether it's tobacco mosaic. I'm thinking of some kind of virus, man, because you get that, and like ever hear people say, "Oh, cloning from clone." Those plants get weak. They're not the same. Genetically, it's the same. What happens is they start picking things up, man, like viruses and whatnot, and then you're like, "Oh, that thing's not the same anymore because it's got something, man."
Yeah,
but strong, those genetics are strong, man. It matters. I put it this way: my cherry paloma cuts from JR, I've been cloning from clone, and I got them from him. Those things are beasts. Yours isn't any weaker than the first one, right?
No, it's literally the exact same. And I guess that's something we can touch on, because a lot of people sort of talk about like clonal degradation, and I think there's like articles on this and stuff like that, but I'm not sure how long it takes for that to actually happen. Have you ever experienced clonal degradation?
There's plants that don't do it anymore,
yeah.
That used to be amazing, and now you're like, man. But I'm telling you, it's not because of genetic drift.
Yeah.
It's because they've got something.
Yeah.
There's something screwed with them. Yeah.
I got you. And that is something else that I did want to touch on, man, because, that's a big risk when it comes to the clones. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons that a lot of people probably don't like to go the clone route, man.
I agree,
you
man.
Can bring in viruses, you can bring in disease. You don't know what's going on. The accessibility, even here in Colorado, I can go to a dispo and I can cop a clone, but the risk is I don't know where that clone really came from in the background. I don't know what's going on, where they're growing it, what sort of bacteria they're dealing with and stuff like that. And then I bring it into my grow, so you always got to quarantine. There's a big risk, right?
Yeah, you always quarantine's one of them things. So everybody says,
He
but
just
no.
said it and I just laughed.
Well, because everybody says it,
Yeah, we
but
had to.
there ain't too many people that really do it. It's a pretty big luxury, and it takes a good commitment to have just a completely separate veg with separate air conditioning, climate control, I should say, completely separate air. Dude, that's for your quarantine. That's a commitment. So yes, we quarantine, but I don't have a quarantine spot really.
Yeah,
and that's why. But by the way, that's why I had to wipe out my whole garden 6 months ago or a year ago.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Told me about that.
That happens.
Well, wasn't
man.
you told me about that last weekend when we were hanging out?
Yeah, I don't.
Probably.
I probably
think you
talked
might
about it a
told me.
lot, man.
Yeah, that's intense, man. So tell us a little bit about that. What happened?
You know what?
It was a virus, like
some
a virus
kind of
came in
virus. Yeah, I believe it was tobacco mosaic virus, but
Fuck me, bro. That's
yeah,
some crazy
it's
shit.
or something like that. Anyway, I really don't know, but man, it just zapped the energy out of everything. So
Yeah.
I was like, there's only one thing to do, and that's where you're right, man. You check your privilege, because I was able to cut everything down, just clean the room like crazy, but then get somebody to magically, give me a cherry paloma.
Shout out JR or whoever else gave you that. But what I would say that's a serious risk, man. So always be careful where you get your clones.
Yeah.
And always like quarantine that bitch before you put it into your whole crop, because you don't want to wipe everything out.
Nope.
I seen David Bryden drop the HLVD. That's another one that's been going around.
Yeah, it's the hop latent viroid, right?
Yeah,
that
shit's serious.
I think it's great. It ends with VD.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It's crazy,
it's
man.
Like VD for your plant.
I don't want to experience that. I'd rather not even say those words.
That's the one you don't cure, man. Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah, but it's seriously, man. It could definitely happen.
Yeah, it can murk your shit 100%. And shout out to William as well. He says clones from outside can also bring in viruses. And that is so true. Not even just the clones. You could just bring plants in from outside and that could bring in viruses.
I think about I have it's paved now. It's got concrete now, but back before I grew in a pole barn behind my house.
Wow.
So I'd be walking through grass, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
What the hell's on that grass? You don't think there's bugs on that grass sticking to your jeans or sticking to your socks and your shorts? Yeah, and you bring that into your grow, and then you wonder why you have bugs. So even stuff like that, you really got to consider it.
Yeah, that's interesting though. But I just seen this comment come in from Ghostblade. He says that if you take the cut and stick it in your spit, the enzymes help. So Scotty, have you ever taken a cut and just deep throat that cut?
If I was stuck at the nursery and had to make some shit, stick though, 20-1 P2 water makes a nice fertilizer too.
Shout out. Big ups to Ghostblade for that one, man. That is hilarious, bro.
Hey man, you mind if I give one more tip for cloning that I didn't learn till later that made my life
dude,
so
absolutely
damn easy?
You had to drop bombs. Just do it.
And get a heat mat. Just a $10 heat mat. You don't even have to get the thermostat or anything like that. Don't put your clones on a concrete floor.
Yeah.
But if you just have them on my shelving unit and I have a heat mat below it and have that clone dome.
Yeah.
And then I get the clone dome with the thicker ridges on the bottom. So it holds a little bit more water without the cubes sitting in the water.
Facts.
And between that and the heat from the heat mat, man, I get this nice mist on my clone tent. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to go in there and spray all the time.
So true.
Yeah, I go in there and spray every couple days, lift the lid up, and get some CO2 exchange. But man, it took me a long time until I tried that. Till somebody was like, get a heat mat. They call them seed sprouter heat mats.
Yeah.
Man, they work good for clones.
Interesting, man. I've never used those for clones, but for starting seeds, that's changed my game completely.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Changes the whole game. Wow, that's a great point. So, guys, another pro tip from Scotty. Definitely check that out.
I'm out now, man. That's all I got, dude.
We're out of pro tips now. A lot of people
that's
have
how
actually
I
dropped
do it.
Another pro tip in the comments, and it's about this good old recharge, man. I'm seeing Slayer recharge it up. Joseph Moore loves Grodots and recharge. Shout out to everyone who's using that recharge, guys. So, guys, hit up that recharge and hit that discount code ICANTHC and grab a nice little discount, man. That discount will save you some cash. Definitely. And your plants will love you, man. Definitely. The sort of stuff that recharge actually has in it, like game changing.
Hey, I will say that is part of the cloning. I take my cubes
Yeah.
and I soak them in the recharge and I
Yeah.
squeeze them a little bit. I use those Root Riot cubes.
Got you.
But I do get it's beneficial bacteria. Kelp is rooting hormone.
So good.
And then the
So
beneficial bacteria and fungi, that mycorrhizae fungi,
Yeah.
it doesn't like a lot of fertilizer.
Yeah.
So if you get that right on there, as soon as that, I think they call it that one root, that first root just pops.
Yeah.
Man, then you get it. The fungus starts growing on it.
Real proper.
Yeah, and then as it keeps, all the fungus has to do is just keep growing on it as the root expands. If you try to take mycorrhizae away, you got a whole bunch of fertilizer and sprinkle it on, get it on there.
Yeah.
Man, it's not going to don't really have to work at mining nutrients. There's nutrients all around,
And the thing is that you can get started with this real early. Like you told me, you can add this when you're starting off your seeds, right? You can add this to the paper towel.
Yeah. And
that's how deep we're talking. Recharge, add it to your paper towel.
Well, because you want vacancy, man. If you got sterile seeds or seeds that are nice and clean, think about it. We don't want to spread disease.
Yeah.
So if these seeds are nice and clean, and then you bring them, well, there's opportunity for either good guys or bad guys to attack.
Big facts.
Just like bugs, you got beneficial bugs and pathogenics, but
yeah,
in this case, we want to load it up with beneficials. So pathogens, even a few of them come around, they're like, I have no vacancy, man. This place is loaded.
Yeah, it's filled. It's filled.
Yeah,
and that's a great analogy because that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to give those bad bacteria any space to promulgate inside of that bitch, man. You want it to be like, only the good ones in there.
You know what?
Big facts.
Dude, I used to say like nature abhors a vacuum was something I read. Nature hates a vacuum.
It does.
And then it changed to nature fills a vacuum,
True.
And then it barely works by itself, too.
Yeah.
Somebody said this recently. They were like, find an example of something that doesn't rely on something else living.
Yeah.
And I was like,
good
wow,
point.
So,
good point.
Yeah,
that's deep. That's deep too.
Whoa.
And thinking you can apply that to your plants. So your plants,
That's
sort of
exactly
circling
right,
around
man.
that thinking is crazy.
Yeah,
I like
crazy. So be careful about sterile root zones.
Yeah,
the illusion of a sterile root zone.
I definitely give that recharge a try, guys, because I'm seeing growing with the vet, my homie Victor, Big Vic, man. I'll send out some beans for you, man. I can VIP Bean Club, bro.
Right.
Oh man, but Stoner Dude says he's never used recharge. Man, give it a try. Definitely give it a try and hit that discount code ICANTHC. And I seen my homie Anthony Rafferty. He says he's going to be getting some recharge soon. So I guess he needs to re-up.
Support. It does mean a lot. We are not a big business. I think we got 4 or 5 people that work with us. So it means a lot. Thank you.
Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. And recharge is great, guys. So guys, definitely hit that at discount code ICANTHC. Save yourself a few bucks and you guys can thank me later. Your plants will love it, man. Now, before we actually get too carried away, dude, I think the last thing that I just wanted to touch on when it comes to that, the clones, maybe the not so good things is I think I've seen this somewhere, and I'm a quote right now, right? You can inherit undesirable traits, right? When you clone cannabis from a plant you haven't raised from seed, you may unwittingly be reproducing undesirable genetic issues or faults, which may not be apparent until you filled your grow room.
Well, I mean, that's if you clone. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if you clone from seed.
Yeah.
That to me is a reason not to do seeds, man. Because your first generation, you might not realize something. You might flower out your seed your seed, and then it goes great.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, cool. I got a mom in this thing. Let me fill my whole room with it. And then the second time you realize it's totally prone to herming, you know?
So true. Then that is exactly why I think that I wanted to bring that one up because, you never really know what you have until you fully flower it out, fully run it and everything too.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some plants that I've grown look beautiful in veg, even beautiful in flower. But then later on in flower, you realize like, things just starting to look a little more left, and then you harvest, dry cure, and it's just not the taste, flavor profile that you were looking for.
Or you screw up and let them get too dry in the middle of flowers, and you stress them, and then they just never come back right, or that's when they
wasn't ready. Shout out to everyone, man, in the chat as well. David Maxwell, Scotty's a real legendary mofo, man. I'm just super happy to be hanging out with Scotty, man.
You're very kind, sir.
Now, what I wanted to do, Scotty, because last time we hung out on the show, dude, it was virtually, it was not in person. We weren't able to like pass joints back and forth and stuff like that, but YouTube struck the fucking video, dude. I don't know why. So maybe, that's back when Susan was being Susan, but now they got a new person in there. So hopefully they don't strike the video. But either way, I just wanted to sort of redo the Know Your Bud segment, but I got some new questions in there, so I want to ask you the new ones, man.
Right,
So
man,
I think it'll be pretty dope because these ones, I think that you like these new ones, man.
Okay. All right, I'm
So
ready.
again, like we're gonna try this again, guys, because YouTube sucked that last one. But all that said, it's still gonna be a banger, dude. But I'm gonna leave out some of the regular ones that you guys really want. So I want to start off with a controversial one, dude. And when it comes to trimming, do you wet trim or dry trim?
Hey, I'm not gonna get into that. I don't get political, bro. Are you nuts, man? We do the show, so I hear a bunch of different perspectives on it.
Yeah.
And it does depend where you're from. There's
So true.
If you're super humid, you
Yeah.
want to get them leaves off of there.
Yeah.
You don't want big giant fan leaves hanging out. In Colorado, where we're at, man, I'm trying to do everything I can to slow that, that drying process down. What do you got?
Yeah.
20% humidity.
Literally
what is
dry.
it in this basement? Do you know?
I leave everything on.
Yes. Yeah. So it just I'm trying to slow it down as much as possible.
Yeah.
But it depends, man. JR is up in Oregon, and he wet trims, and his bud is insanely good.
Yeah, interesting. And that's goes to show it's all about the environments. You got to make sure the environment's tapped in. Now, when it comes to like how you enjoy your flower, I see you smoking a lot of J's. I never see you hitting that bong that often. Are you a J guy or a bong guy?
No, I'm joints.
Okay,
joints.
I got you. Now, when it comes to like the edibles or the vapes,
I have a volcano. My crew was nice enough to gift me a volcano for my
true,
birthday.
I do remember hitting that volcano at the bakery, man.
Yeah.
I forgot I hit that.
Yeah, and then my buddy sent me like these just anonymously, just these bags they're a yard. They're 36-inch bags, man.
Wow, that's massive.
And as a matter of fact, they had a choice of 36 or 48-inch bags for the volcano, which is so yeah, that thing's a great device. I love the Stores and Bickle stuff.
Does that volcano like a lot of the OGs will know about that volcano, bro? Like straight up, I don't even think you see that often. But like, do you like? I don't know. Do you still like? I haven't hit a volcano in a while, so forgive me. But does that use like dry flower?
It does use dry flower. I'm trying to think if I'm like, no, my volcano, my first one's probably not as old as you, man.
Yeah.
But shit, I don't know. Maybe close. I don't want to know. I'm not asking, man. I think I've had one since the 90s.
Yeah, it's been a while then. But what I'm gonna say though is there are a lot of people who the first time I hit fucking volcano was like I think I was 17, man, and my homie bought one over from Trinidad and Tobago, the two twin countries. And I hit one and I was like, man, this is crazy cool. It's a big fucking bag of smoke. And I was like, this is the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not smoke though. It's vapor.
Vapor. You're right. Like correct my ass. Because you're right.
I don't smoke cigarettes, man. Yeah. By the way, it's another way you're talking to a stoner. Hey, you smoke? And they gotta go, cigarettes, man? No,
Yeah, true. Like, do you smoke cigarettes? Nah.
And like Nice Guy Kenny is really in shape. He's like a bodybuilder and stuff.
Shout out to Nice Guy Kenny.
Yeah, he don't want to be smoking inhaling a bunch of smoke. So for him to get high as fuck, to be able to put a little bit of dry, it's about a joint's worth of dry herb you can put in that thing, maybe a pinner's worth, and you just get high as AF. I'm not getting the HQ, right?
I love that.
With one of those bags, you share it with your friend, man, or especially if you have a lot of flour, and especially if you have a lot of flour that might not be that great.
Yeah.
You can bubble the good stuff off.
True. Good point.
Yeah.
Man, guys, smash the like button for that. We're dropping a bunch of bombs for you guys. And the Know Your Bud segment is always fucking banging, man. Now, I'm going to ask you some of those newer questions, man, because this is the dope part, right? Now, we're chilling here right now, Scotty. You and me, we got one joint left to blaze up, and we're chilling out right here. But 20-year-old you busts through that door. And he's like, yo.
Ready?
Challenging you to a smoke off.
Oh, shit, man.
Who's going to win? Is 20-year-old you going to win, or are you now going to smoke his ass?
Oh, are you kidding me, man? Dude, I was smoking, Mexican regs back then, probably 7% THC and getting high as fuck, man. Yeah, that's what's the cool thing about weed is. That's why I try never to be a weed snoot. It's great that it comes in all these flavors and colors, but it's about being high for me. It's about the fun,
Yeah.
you know, the connection I have with people and the creativity I have and the energy it gives me.
Yeah. The
And
whole vibe.
yeah, and I used to get that from smoking Mexican reg, so I'm
Yeah.
not mad at it. At least a nice green Christmas.
No,
bud,
that's true
reg,
though, and
Mexican
I smoked
regs,
a lot
all
of that. That's all I could have gotten when I was pretty much growing up, man. I couldn't get no loud, like I wouldn't grow no homegrown. Like
we
you
were
know?
always, it was $25 a gram. It was
Yeah.
crippies, man.
and what you
25
can
a
afford
gram.
too. And like
Yeah.
I would roll a bunch of them, bro. Like we roll tons of because you got so much for your buck, like real bang for
Right.
your buck. You can get like a brick, you know, for like an ounce or whatever, and you can roll a bunch of it. Like,
Oh yeah.
and I would roll a bunch, but then it tastes like trash at a point. And then at a point, you start to get that headache, and you're like, okay, maybe I should
That's
go
when
lie
it gets
down.
really bad, man. Shout out, I had a couple people that got me the green stuff
Yeah.
at least, man.
Yeah, I love that though. So I take it you would smoke 20-year-old's ass then.
Yes, I would, but we'd both be the same. That's the scariest part, man. I'm not telling exact. I'm over 50 now, man, and I'm the same person as 20-year-old Scotty. You know, if we got together, we'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, we'll crank some music, smoke a joint."
Both
you know,
we'd
get along fine. You know,
I love
like,
that.
hey, what do you do for a living, old Scotty? Just talk about growing weed, grow weed. All right, that makes sense. You know,
It seems like I continued along the trajectory that I thought I would.
it's been a lot of weird bumps, man. Been
For
a lot
sure.
of weird diversions, but yeah.
We made it here in the end, though. That's what matters, though. But for this next question, though, you're hungry. You just smoked a J. You're stoned. You're gonna grab something to eat. You're going for that munchies, right? Is it salty or sweet? What you grabbing?
Why you gotta bust me, man? It's the only. I went to the store yesterday. I've been reading this book about preservatives, and it's creepy. All them
You
preservatives.
gotta watch out for that shit.
No.
Yellow dye number 6 and shit like that.
A lot of what is it? EDTA, and there's just weird stuff. No, EDTA is actually a chelator. It's a
EDTA,
chelator.
WTF.
That one's actually a synthetic chelator for liquid nutrients. Man.
Okay.
Well, but there's all these weird chemicals, and for the most part, I'm aware of them. I'm walking. I got fresh stuff, fruit in the cart.
Yeah.
But there's these ice cream sandwiches called the Fat Boys. All right.
Oh, the Fat Boy.
I can't resist. It's the only chemicals I will eat, man.
I will eat
get
those
high
chemicals.
as fuck and then just eat a Fat Boy, man.
Yeah, I have a bad, like, I wouldn't say addiction, bro, because that's a bad word, but I have a loving for like Airheads, dude, and that's real
don't
bad.
start with that.
That's
For some
real
reason,
bad.
I bought like a 10-pound runts. You know those things? I bought just a 10-pound bag of runts from Amazon, and I thought it'd be good to leave.
Just to have.
You know what? It was actually something my buddy Corey that owns Way to Grow.
Yeah.
I was trying to get recharge on his counter, and I was like, hey, maybe we just move the candy and I'll put the recharge where the candy is. He's like, don't F with my candy, man. He goes, we go through 11 pounds of candy a day.
Damn,
Yeah.
bro. That's a lot of candy, bro.
That works, man.
Yeah,
works.
I eat Airheads and cookies, but that's a lot of candy.
Yeah, I gotta,
Ton
at
of
least it's one serving size. All right. You
Yeah.
know, put the point is I put a big jar of them runts out. It was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I still see them sometimes because I hit them in like the back of the closet. I
Yeah,
still see
and you
'em
just got to
sometimes,
get out of sight, out of mind. You know that way?
Yeah,
Out
they're
of
way
sight,
out of
mind.
sight.
All right, now this one is a pretty interesting one though, because a lot of people have different views on this one, man. And we got one more joint. We're gonna smoke that just now, right? We got it right here.
I'm
And
into it.
after this joint, we can't smoke anything else tomorrow, right?
Till
But
tomorrow.
the following day, right? You
can.
can smoke one joint. Are you gonna take a nightcap, or are you gonna do a wake and bake sesh?
Tomorrow. We can't wait, hang on. You can't break this news to me like this. We can't smoke weed tomorrow, man.
No, you can't smoke weed tomorrow.
Yeah, so I would wait.
Right. It's like a little sabbatical.
No, I'm not a wake and baker for the most part. I
Okay.
run I think it's 3 or 4 businesses. It's 3, but I'm involved in Dude Grows as well.
Yeah.
And so I got a lot of stuff, man. When I check my email in the morning,
Yeah. That's the
yeah.
priority time to
And
do those stuff.
For some dumb reason, the first time I decide to smoke is when we do the show where it's in front of me.
Yeah. Today's show, I was actually super productive as well myself. Before
Yeah.
you came over to the studio, I had some shit to deal with, and I didn't smoke anything until as you came. Just got to do productive shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes it happens, not out of choice or necessity. But if I had to pick
Well,
one, I'm probably go with the nighttime too, man.
Bro, the duality, man. You cannot, man, for me, I can't be high all the time. It's just, I don't feel high anymore.
True.
You
I
know?
can be high all the time, but sometimes
Yeah.
I know I feel like if I smoke a J and I go and smoke another one, it's like what am I doing?
I
You know?
feel it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's when I wake up in the morning, I'm running around doing all sorts of stuff, and I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I think I need to smoke a joint.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah.
It's about that time.
Yeah.
No, that's the great thing about the Know Your Bud segment, man. As I hand you this joint, we just blazing up out here, getting high. But that's the great thing about the Know Your Bud segment. Everyone's got different, preferences about how they do stuff, and I just like to find out what everyone does,
And, that's what's great about smoking weed with somebody.
Yeah, no one's the same, dude. And everyone's like, I've been with homies, like all of us get super stoned. We go to the corner shop, the bodega, whatever it is, go and grab some snacks, and I grab the only snacks that no one else grabs. This guy grabs something else, and no one grabs. Everyone likes something different, man.
You're not a pork rinds guy.
Some people like fucking hitting bongs, some people like vapes. I see it all in the chat. People are talking about they love those vapes.
Yeah, what about, do you do dabs?
I do dabs, but I just haven't done them recently.
Yeah.
I haven't done them recently. I got a little vape dab thing and all that shit, but I haven't done them recently.
My kid is old enough now to where she has a med card and she goes and gets dabs and she has a rig.
Yeah.
And
That's
every
pretty
now
cool.
and again, she'll be like, come on and let me
She
say.
be handling the blowtorch and everything.
Yes. And I never got into that. I have an e-nail and
the e-nail is easier for me too.
But it ain't the same. It ain't the same. There's something about just hitting that rig, man.
Yeah,
that
it's true. Yeah.
one. I always, what I do is I hit it.
It lights your ass up, boy.
I look around for a nice place and I just lay down on the floor for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I get you so baked. And
Yeah.
I mean, I could do 5 of them
I'm
email
fucking
dealios.
lit.
Yeah. It is the delivery system, man. It is.
That's pretty dope though. And I haven't like pressed any rosin or anything like that recently. Have you pressed any rosin recently?
Not recently, but I have pressed it.
Yeah.
I have a press, and a freeze dryer and all that stuff, man.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, Guru convinced me to buy that stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Shout out to you, man. Big ups, man. But yeah, I think we've touched on a lot of different things, Scotty, from all sorts of stuff when it comes to clones, seeds, and literally everything. So you guys literally got everything when it comes to seeds and clones. You guys can make a fully informed decision. Should I go clones? Should I go seeds? What should I do? Maybe I'll do both. Figure out what works. Right. And yeah, I think we've touched on a lot of different things. But before we close off, for everyone who wants to get in touch with you, find out what's going on with Dude Grows, Recharge, where can they find you, man?
At Real Growers. Real Growers is pretty much where I put most of my stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Scotty, Real Growers is also on TikTok. They're on Instagram and everything.
Not on
man.
TikTok, man.
So check them out.
Are you on TikTok?
I think I seen you on TikTok.
No.
You guys aren't on TikTok. I think I seen a Real Growers something on TikTok.
Am I doing something wacky?
I don't know. I think it was like some of the Instagram videos you guys post on Real Growers. Guys, check them out on Instagram. But I think they post similar stuff on TikTok. So I don't know if Grandma was doing that, but
they get me sometimes. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm watching TikTok, man. All
right. Scotty's not on the TikTok stuff, right?
Maybe I am. Who knows?
Yeah, he is.
Man.
I think he is.
But at Real Growers on Instagram and that kind of thing, man. You'll do Grows
on Instagram too.
Yeah.
They're doing some great stuff. And of course on YouTube, guys. They super active on YouTube. They're always dropping some great shows. We were on the panel with them recently. Great shows. So check them out for those live shows. That would be fucking awesome. And man, they're always out here showing love. So big up, Scotty.
Thank you. Good hanging out, man. Real good hanging out.
Most definitely, man. I had a blast kicking with you. And on behalf of everyone in the chat right now, we got over 300 people tuned in. Guys, hit that like.
Hey,
Scotty, tell them to hit that like.
Hit that like. All right. Comment and subscribe.
That's what we're saying, man. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. You guys got to do it because YouTube does not like us, man, especially us kind of content creators. So we got to look out for each other. And that's exactly what we're going to keep doing, man. So big ups to everyone, man. Scotty, thank you so much for hanging out, brother. I really appreciate that, man. As I hand you back this joint, we're going to close off. And man, everyone in the chat right now, thank you guys so much. Big ups, man.
Hey, good hanging out. Thanks, y'all.
Hell yeah, most definitely. So, guys, we see you guys in the next one. But wait, most importantly, stay happy.
Finish him.